Hi, I'm Sam Kingma. I'm here with my co-host Tom Chaplin, here with Nintendo Everything. We just finished the Nintendo Direct only a few hours ago for February 2023, and we're here to break down the great Pikmin 4 trailer that they showed off. So Tom has taken some copious notes, gone frame by frame, and Tom, why don't you take the lead and break down this trailer for us?
Yeah, first of all, Sam, you and I are Pikmin 3 fanatics, and we like other Pikmin games too. Um, but it, 3 is like where we live. Um, and this game, though, if you're a Pikmin 2 fan, there's a lot in this trailer that gonna get you
Yeah,
excited.
hold on. Can
So,
I stop and say, by the way, Tom? I
yeah,
think
yeah,
Pikmin 2 does not get the love and respect I think it deserves. I think it's because it's got black sheep status because
it does because it's like harder, right? And it's got those
yeah,
dungeons, and
it's
we're
harder.
gonna see those
It
come up
focuses
again.
on something different, and I really
So
appreciate
already,
what this game's trying to
right.
do. Just wanted to preface that.
Already, so we had this beautiful calming piano music, and then now we are in the gated community. We are in the white suburbia, the rich white suburbia of Pikmin. Usually, like when we see like ruins in Pikmin, it's like it looks like it's been a long time.
Yeah,
This looks like it was like last Tuesday. So we are in like a neighborhood with the cobblestone, and we can see here, interestingly, in the background, these red crystals, and those mark the onion and the ship's landing for some reason. And I don't know why, but those will reappeal a lot. We got the big park bench, the iconic at this point park bench. So already like a lot going on here. Uh, but game looks gorgeous. We see our good friend Fiery Blowhog
yeah. Those
returning.
are new enemies though. Those
Oh,
one-legged
where? Oh,
birds.
oh, these guys. Oh, yeah. They look like a baby burrowing snaggers,
Oh,
right?
you're right. They do look
That's
like.
what they look like,
I
which
think
is,
that's what they are, because they would probably get too
yeah.
big and they go underground. Um,
So actually, this is a great shot to stop on. So there's a literal house. I wonder if that's like explorable. Like, can you go inside of the house,
yeah,
right?
it's
Um,
this is noticeably like not post-human apocalypse. Like clearly,
it feels very different,
yeah,
right?
it's definitely different vibes and stuff's still relatively intact.
Yeah, like there's a sandbox with like toys still in it, and these pots on the left here are obstacles that the Pikmin break through. Usually, they're like breakable, interactable objects in the environment, and we see a few even in the far back here as well. So it's like a sign that will be, this is all traversable. But yeah, those are baby burrowing snagrets. I'll put money on it. That's what they have to be, and they look adorable. One thing I want to notice here is not a crash landing.
No,
This is
they came
on
okay.
purpose. These are choices being made here.
So
Okay, we got a brand new protagonist. We don't know who this lady is, and also like new onion design. It's very like vegetal looking. It almost looks like a
yeah,
tomato.
because in Pikmin 3, they get rid of the individual onions for just the one meshy onion, and they're clearly sticking with that. But yeah, the green stems make it look a lot more like fruit-like.
Well, in Pikmin 3, like the bulb on the top, it was like a vase. No, like a lava
Yeah,
lamp. It had this weird like goopy, and this one looks more like a plant. Like the onion is for real an onion. We also have this like space rocket, larger, versus the little pod that we saw landing
yeah,
on.
because this looks like like an escape pod of some kind. So maybe there is some kind of crash landing, Tom, and they had to go on the
But
escape pod, calmly escape
it
on the
looks
escape pod.
undamaged though,
True,
right?
true.
That's a good point though. Maybe the escape pod goes out into space at night, but that the I don't know. That's a good point. I didn't think about that. Like there is this other ship that they're not using. Um, but yeah, these crystals appear again, and we saw blue ones earlier too. I'm just curious what that part is. That's a brand new element to 4. Um, anyway, yeah, let's keep going.
Of course,
Oh, here we get like the low angle,
yeah,
right?
the iconic pulling your first Pikmin from the ground shot.
Always start with red. You know it. I guarantee this is the beginning of the game. Red's your first Pikmin.
Oh, now wait. This is an interesting question, Tom. How quickly do you think you get access to the different color Pikmin?
You know, this is surprising. So Pikmin 3, you got blues
Yeah,
last.
and you don't get blue until probably over the 50% mark.
It's deep into the game. It's the last Pikmin. You get the flying Pikmin and the rock Pikmin and the yellow all before blue here. And here we're showing at least like third because the onion only has 3 colors. I'd imagine if you had more, it'd be more colors unless they like edited it to not reveal other colors. We do know by the box art that flying Pikmin are back. Purple and white are back from 2, and then we'll meet a new Pikmin later as well of these 3. So I don't know when you'll get blue. Oh, you know what? Pause. Actually, go back to that shot real quick. I see the red object in the deep, deep
Yeah, that
background.
like cherry over there.
Yeah, it's right. What is it? Is it a fruit? Because there's a lot of evidence that there's no fruit collecting in this game, but that one was interesting. And the glistening specifically seems to mark very important objects you would carry back to your
Yeah,
ship.
and it like
Um,
clearly stands out. One of the benefits I think of sort of bringing the camera of Pikmin down to this lower angle where you're able to see it allows you to see more of the world from a distance where like you wouldn't be able to see if this was an important collectible in Pikmin 1, 2 or 3, you wouldn't be able to see this far. You'd have to get way closer to it where this low angle lets you see much more of the world around you.
it's very immersive. Like it's very like you get to see the backgrounds more, like this, the shelving with pottery. Uh and the top-down view I feel like was just limiting to the world design, the level design of the
Yeah,
games. So
it definitely works in one and 3 especially. In 2 when they try to introduce like more combat and stuff. That's why I'm excited when we get to the some later scenes in this trailer. I'm interested to see how it plays out in the full game. But yeah, let's just keep watching.
but by the way, wait, we see the blue crystals too by the bench, and I don't know what they're about quite yet, but crystals, again, a weird crystal theme going on. And now, as you can see, the red bulb. We're at a different. We're just at a different
Yeah, so
angle. We can see the
yeah, see
bench
some
on
cherry
that.
trees in the back. Are we in Japan?
Right.
Is that where we are?
Oh, the whole trailer has the petals falling. Um, yeah. Go back like to the shot previous. Yeah. Let this play out. Yeah, right here. So we can see where the bench back there, the red bulb we saw. We're just in a different part of the level. We get the blue crystals again. They just seem very important. So I'd say this whole trailer is one level. That's like one thing I'll kind of think is clearly happening is we are in one level. Who knows what happens? And if that's the case, this is a massive
Yeah,
level.
way bigger than
It's
any of the games prior.
right,
Now, let me ask you this, Tom. Do you think
right.
that there is only like this level and it's just really big?
No, I really think there's more. Um, by the way, another house in the
Yeah, a little
background.
blue house.
Like we are in a neighborhood. It's very weird. Okay,
Oh, here's the
so
sand
this
wall.
shot,
Whoa, what's up with
yeah, the sand wall's back.
Do you see this? What's up with where are these crystals coming from? They're coming out of thin
Oh,
air.
they're a collectible, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you
Now,
go. So
games Pikmin 2 and 3 would have the juices where they were sort of a collectible that you could sort of get passively with a couple Pikmin when you'd go out in your runs, and they'd give you like bonuses, like they'd be invincible or they'd have increased attack power for a limited time. Do you think the crystals could maybe play into something like that, where it's like upgrades for your, or like the temporary upgrades for your Pikmin by collecting the crystals?
and there's And that's like the
Yeah.
sprays, right? You could collect. Yeah. Well, I know for a fact later in this trailer we're gonna see the spray effect, and so something like that is in this game. I don't know what the crystals are specifically related to, but I want to point out too the minimal UI here. Partly I was thinking, maybe they just got rid of the UI for the trailer, but we do see the little circle with the
Yeah.
seven. And so maybe they're really leveraging like that immersive experience by minimizing UI to almost like nothing, right? Like almost nothing.
I mean, I love games with minimal UI, so this is. I hope the game looks like this as much as possible. And of course, there's the red Pikmin versus the fiery blowhog. Gotta take advantages of your
So
weaknesses.
and we see a clock in we see a clock in the background from the original trailer. Remember
Oh,
that from the very that's the same shot. And as you can see, the clock is also glistening, much like the red orb. So that is a collectible, an important collectible of some kind. Um, this is new, by the
yeah,
way.
like pulling tree roots.
That's a new obstacle. It's the same with this, the rock climbing
Yeah.
building.
So
Eh,
you know what's kind of nice about this is like one of the big, like, frequent puzzles throughout the Pikmin trilogy is having to get the Alamar or Louis or Alf and the gang to like ascend like a couple feet, and you always got to do like a lever puzzle, and you got to throw all your Pikmin. It's a big to do.
you gotta throw a commander too, and I always kind of found that
Yeah,
annoying.
it just would take for a long time, and it's like
Yeah.
this. You just climb on up, they all follow you, and you're done.
By the way, new enemy, an absolute freak in that prior shot too. They're
Oh
climbing
my
into some weird
goodness.
alien.
Yeah, I do not want to mess with this Tengu looking clown.
This individual here. Okay, so binoculars, clearly a collectible, glistening as well, so like further evidence, and points us towards the like early Pikmin trying to get rich quick by getting like Duracell battery type
Yeah.
experience um, going on here. I like to point out the shading and the lighting on the Pikmin and everything. I don't know, just
You know,
very
yeah,
nice.
the game, like, a part of me feels like the game is just so visually different from Pikmin 3. It's hard to it's a little hard to compare. I think Pikmin 3 just is like such a high quality, beautiful looking game. But the sort of change in perspective and the change to a more familiar like playground and home suburban aesthetic for the game, I feel like just makes it look so nice. It just looks so pleasant.
Yeah, and the camera's just being so again, I come back to this word immersive. Like we can even see like this lens blurring in the corners here. Like there's like this attention to I don't know, the camera's presence.
Yeah,
But then yeah, so treasure collected just like in the older games. Oh, we got a new Pikmin.
ice
What do you
Pikmin,
think,
ice
Sam?
ice baby. But what I like about ice Pikmin, I think we see it in the next shot, is sort of an example.
It says
Oh yeah,
dance.
very very cute. So they can freeze enemies. This is pretty cool. Being able to like freeze your Bulborb, because who knows if you're going to be able to do like your sort of bum rush charge attacks from the back from the classic games in this one. So being able to like freeze the monsters in place, I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, we can see they're all fully flowered here. The ice Pikmin. And I wonder, I haven't seen any nectar yet. But I wonder how the blue crystals may be involved in that too. When we are introduced to the blue Pikmin, they're clearly like we're in a cave as well, which I think is interesting for what we'll see later of all the underground sections this trailer
Yeah. Do
reveals.
you think ice Pikmin will be similar to white and purple, where you can only get them in the underground?
Oh yeah, two has so much limited availability. That would be that would make sense for the onion we see too, as being just the original three colors. But I don't know. You're right.
Because one of the things in two, like one of people's big complaints with two, is the amount of time you spend underground and how the overworld exploration is
Right.
really just a limited and not a big factor or part of the game. And I feel like this trailer shows that it seems like it's a nice even split. And if the Pikmin we listed off earlier, if red, blue, yellow, and flying are in the overworld, and then ice, purple, and white are in the underground, that's a pretty decent split of all those different Pikmin types. Because
Right, because it points to a level variety of needing all those different types of Pikmin to traverse. Oh, poor ice Pikmin died. Got one.
oh
This
yeah,
is
so
great.
Let's talk about this. I think this could add a lot to puzzle solving and also speed up traversal in certain key ways. Because like
And we'll see more later, but one, if I was going to critique something about 3, is 3 was clearly blue was so late because water was such a limited environment for puzzle
Yeah.
solving. Traversing water just required blues.
or flying poke
And
or
so-
flying Pikmin.
True. Yeah. It's flying in blue. And it's like you really didn't have that much options, so they crammed it all at the end of the game. Like, they really, and then if you want to get last collectibles. Now you can start interacting with water, I assume, much quicker and in a more variety of ways in 4. Because you didn't even touch water until like halfway through the game in 3, where now there's going to be a lot more options to get through the water, even maybe before you can actually like walk through it with your Pikmin.
Yeah.
As you see, you got the blue crystals. You have no access to them. Okay.
Here we go.
We have a friend.
Friend. Otachi or Ochi, excuse me.
Ochi here, which they'll reveal the name later, is a freak. He's an alien dog. And this is I feel like the hook of the game. This is the largest mechanical change, I think, or introduction I've seen in this trailer. Because of how many different abilities they give this dog. This Yoshi and Ochi's world. So see, we got the pots, right? Ochi can break through.
So he has the strength of 10 Pikmin, so the equivalent of like a purple Pikmin.
Right. And we can see a pumpkin in the background, by the way. Again,
yeah.
You've seen some fruit, some treasure. Are we mixing the two? The pumpkin's glistening. I'm interested in seeing maybe there's a combination going on
of survival
green
and treasure collecting. That's kind of interesting.
It's just there's that red fruit-ish looking thing. There's the pumpkin, but there's also the binoculars and the clock. There seems to be more variety, is what I'm noticing.
Something you mentioned earlier, about the red crystals being where the ship lands. Well, here's another space of red crystals. What do you think is here?
Right, this looks like a different area than originally saw the first time.
Yeah, but do you think that the ship can land in multiple areas on the map?
Of one map.
Because there would be where the onion and the ship drop.
Well, that gives more credence to this being one level, one big like open level that you can have multiple drop down points at, multiple home bases. Okay, so here we meet our commanders.
Oh, that's go back and see all them. Let's see. All right, so this one's name is Shepard. I don't think we get names for the other 3.
No, we don't. But Shepard. Then we have other guy with big red cheek blush. We have bald-headed glasses wearing guy, and then the protag that we saw at the beginning of the trailer. It's very funny that it's just every sequel they
add
just
one more.
The number equates.
Now, you mentioned something earlier before we hopped on to do this analysis, and that was, do you think that we rescue other shipmates?
Yeah, we'll pick that up when that shot comes up, because it's kind of confusing, because there's not a lot of clarity. But okay, so we get an Ochi ability, which is another way to traverse water.
Yeah, this is
Again,
huge.
Crazy. And they get the toy boat, by the way, which I imagine we can only get that toy boat with Blue
yeah,
Pikmin,
that would make
right?
sense. Also, shout out, scariest enemy ever. the yellow,
The Wollywog,
yellow
yes, the
Wollywog.
Wollywog is here. They didn't seem too angry,
Okay, so
though.
this is clearly underground.
Yeah, 100% underground. And the shepherd's gonna give the name of Ochi here. That's then he talked about a shepherd talks about Ochi finding a castaway, and we see this logo pop up of another commander with a blank face, right? And we're underground, clearly.
Yeah, because one thing I found I thought was a little like unique was the fact that like all the different captains have like the same suit and stuff. I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting that they're not like color coded, or they threw in a yellow captain or kept the red, blue, green thing going. And I think it's because
Right.
there might just be like 30 or 40. There might be like a couple. There might be just a bunch of different like
Right.
characters you can play as.
Especially if going underground, Ochi's out there sniffing for these castaway characters, and you sniff for. We don't know where this lands chronologically in the story, but maybe this is a castaway that adds on to the 4 we saw in the prior scene. So,
let's see. Also,
he's sniffing.
Yeah. Also, I love all the Pikmin huddling on to to Ochi's back.
He doesn't mind at all. He doesn't mind at all. So here we go. Yeah. So pause right there. Like
Also,
completely generic. We have Colin.
Colin.
Colin showed up. Colin Mockery has shown up, and so we confirmed 3 of the members already. So this very likely isn't the bald-headed glasses guy. This is another person, castaway, and it's purposely like obfuscated the face. I find this interesting. Like you go underground, you find commanders, other
That's
commanders.
pretty interesting. So it looks like you collect treasure, possibly fruit, which might be towards separate survival mechanics and not just treasure, and also possibly additional captains as well. That's pretty cool.
And the captains that clearly have gone and suffered something. Oh, this is okay. I love this sequence. So we're clearly again an underground sequence where we're fighting a boss fight against
Disco Ball Daddy Longlegs.
Disco Ball Daddy Longlegs. But I love like the scoreboard in the background or something.
Yeah,
here.
what is that?
And if you see, there's like a blue ring coming out there as well. If that's like another player or something, I don't know. In the background.
Yeah, like right there.
Yeah, see that?
Weird.
Like, is there something simultaneous going on? Because you're playing, you're clearly not doing 2 things at once here.
Oh, and then of course.
Okay, so here is where you see the spicy spray power up and activated on the Pikmin with the Daddy Longlegs.
Oh, yeah, let's go back and see that. Oh, yep, they're right there.
See, yeah, so confirmed an ability like that is in the game.
Man, they're flipping out. Look at them. They're jumping around all crazy.
The animation, they're like hyped up. And then if you notice too, I think it's in this shot. It may be in a later shot. There's like fluorescent lighting as well. Like there's like underground like football stadium lighting with the scoreboard. And we have the Queen Bulborb, right?
Yeah, Queen Blowblax.
The Queen Bulborb,
like that.
Queen Bulborb from Pikmin 2.
Yeah.
And that's like the final boss, right? That's like a big deal, and it's just showing up.
It's one of the dungeon bosses. It appears a couple times, I think.
Yeah.
And
this is confirmation. This is Pikmin 2.
Yeah, very same shot.
Yeah, exiting the dungeon through the air vent. 100%.
Okay, so there's our 4 captains again. I guess they're stuck.
Interesting.
So
1 leaves and the 3 stay.
Yeah, the onion, and they take off, and the big ship sticks around. Maybe it did crash.
And they stay at the big ship.
Maybe.
There is skid marks here. There's skid marks for the big rocket.
Oh yeah.
So
that clearly is not indicative of a safe landing.
Interesting.
And then after this, we get, of course, the final big tease for the game, which is nighttime.
Well, first, it's a game's beautiful so far. Like, it really, this there's been a lovely trailer, but yeah, we've never been able to play at
Yeah.
night in
We
Pikmin
always have to
before.
leave. That's the whole kind of gimmick of the game is you got to get what's done in the day because you can't be on the planet at night. Well, now we get to see what exactly the happens to the all the monsters at nighttime on planet
And now we
404.
have like star bits on the ground from
Yeah,
Mario
what's
Galaxy,
this
by the
all?
way.
Yeah, what's this all about?
And the red moon,
Yeah, the blood moon,
red
the blood
eyed.
moon rises.
Yeah, the blood moon rises for on the bulborb here. Like,
What's going on here? This is nuts.
well, as you remember, like that one character leaves to this planet, but the other three are stuck there still.
Yeah, do you think you got to play like a survive the night game where you only have like you have no Pikmin or
I don't know how. Like, is there a defense system on the ship, and it's like this weird, like Star Fox
oh
guard
like a
like
real
thing,
time like defense, like tower defense?
because I imagine the red eye, obviously, signals danger, but it also signals like zombified programming. Are we going to have like enemies come in waves to the ship on this like zombified path? Um, it's a unique gameplay mechanic. I can't imagine we'll be exploring though, but maybe we will be. I
Yeah,
don't
we'll
know.
see. And I mean that more or less is it and coming in July, which is earlier than both of us thought. Um
That's a perfect.
yeah,
That's perfect.
perfect.
I love that.
Summertime, just that's when you want to play Pikmin. Um
So yeah, I mean, what big takeaways? Pikmin 2 fans rejoice. Uh, it's so interesting because Pikmin 2 is seen as like hardcore purist Pikmin, where it's all about gameplay and combat. Um, and to revive like that part of the series, the more like really intense parts of like randomized dungeons and combat focused kind of arenas, uh, is a surprising turn for, maybe, they could have turned more casual, maybe gone a more open world like way to go. I mean, there's evidence maybe there's an open world, but there's also very specific, tight, small corridors of intense combat with the Queen Bulborb and the Daddy Longlegs.
yeah, I can't wait for this in July, man. As a Pikmin fan, I am stoked.
This might be the best looking game on the
Right now?
Switch.
Yeah, possibly. Well, I mean, we'll see how
Yeah.
Zelda looks in a
I can't wait to see what other neighborhood favorites. I can't wait to go to the cookout at the local park grill. I can't wait to go to the schoolyard
yeah,
and
the setting in this game reminds me of the Xbox exclusive Grounded. If you've seen that, and they have a lot
oh
of
yeah.
pretty creative. They do a lot of creative zones with like the backyard setting. So I'd love to see what Pikmin decides to do with it.
Right, and I definitely felt like with 3 they were hitting that creative wall with the old format.
I
And
feel like
so,
it's spoken. The
all
old
good
format
things.
is like spoken for with 3. You know,
Right.
so
So all good things here. I don't think there's anything I'm worried
No.
about. There's a lot of confidence going into this. So
maybe-
yeah. Any last thoughts on this
no.
trailer, Sam?
That's basically it for me. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked more Pikmin and other Nintendo content, make sure to stay tuned to Nintendo Everything. This has been Tom and Sam. Peace out.